Mayor Coombs and City Council members, I'm Marika Baris, and I'm the Executive Director of My Baby Angel Foundation, 421 21st Avenue, Suite 213 here in Longmont. I stand here today grateful and proud of the city I live in for its compassionate action in creating this proclamation. Isn't it amazing that in October of 1988, President Ronald Reagan designated the month of October as Pregnancy Infant Loss Awareness Month, and not one person that I have ever spoken with is aware of this fact. Approximately 1 in 4 women suffers a miscarriage, stillbirth, or infant loss. In comparison, 1 out of 8 women is diagnosed with breast cancer. Let's take an informal poll here and ask the question, if you or someone you know has ever suffered a pregnancy or infant loss, please raise your hand. And please look around the room and see how many people's lives have been touched by this situation, and yet so many of us have suffered in silence. It was the death of 2 of my grandchildren in 2008 and 2009 in a 9-month period of time that initiated me into the baby loss community, which I knew little of. Struggling with my own grief and isolation, women in our community slowly reached out to me to share their stories of pain and loss. Many stories were secrets that few or none knew. I was surprised and shocked as to how many lives had suffered a pregnancy or infant loss, yet we never speak of it. Today, we speak of cancer, developmentally disabled, special needs, domestic violence, and suicide prevention with greater understanding and compassion than we did many years ago. Pregnancy and infant loss does not receive the same support, funding, or research that we give to other social issues. By talking about pregnancy and infant loss, we create a culture of safety for women, men, and families, which helps them suffer less isolation, guilt, and shame. I can find a pet loss card at a local store, but I cannot find a card for a woman who has just suffered a miscarriage. When a woman leaves an ultrasound test and is told there is no heartbeat for her baby, where is her community of support? This proclamation for our city is the beginning of shattering the silence in our own community. It's a vision of the future where women, men, and families can freely share their stories of pregnancy and infant loss with others. We will share this proclamation with other communities across the country in hopes that they too will work towards deeper understanding and compassion for miscarriage, stillbirth, and infant loss. And finally, I want to thank those of you here in the audience who are serving the baby loss community with an open heart and deep compassion.